So you'll have to speak louder because I seem to have lost our microphone.
Precious Mujibiso.
Precious Mujibiso.
Yeah.
You're in what class?
SS1A.
You are supposed to have your civics exam in a couple of minutes right now, don't
Yes.
you? But today is what World AIDS Day. What is AIDS?
AIDS is acquired immune deficiency syndrome, and it's a disease contracted from one person to another.
Do you know how it starts? How it's contracted from one person to another?
Yes.
How?
Through sex, through using skin piercing objects like razor, syringe, and others, and through on-screen blood.
Okay. So have you ever tested for HIV?
No.
Why not?
Because I've never gone to hospital for that.
But if you went to hospital for that, would you want to go to hospital for that?
Yes.
So why haven't you gone?
Because I don't have chance.
Okay. But if you went to hospital and said you wanted to do an HIV test, do you think people would laugh at you or ridicule you? Would they think that you've been bad?
No.
Why not?
Why? Because everyone is not perfect. Because it's not only through sex that people get HIV. It's also by using people's razors and other skin piercing objects. And maybe I mistakenly used someone or I injured. And also through open wounds whereby bacteria can enter the wound. So they can't blame me for it.
That is so amazing. I never thought about that. I mean, why do people still think that it's only through sex you can get HIV? Why do you think?
So because normally if you go to the hospital it's always through sex, because nowadays people don't believe in keeping their virginity and all that, so they have sex with other people without them testing themselves to see if they are HIV positive.
I'm really impressed, and I wish you all the best in your civics exam. Thank you very much. It's amazing to see what some children actually know about HIV and AIDS. The knowledge is out there, but you just have to pick the right amount of knowledge, the right thing to teach. So I'm moving on now to our next student. He's a tall one. So what's your name?
My name is Francis.
Sorry, you don't speak louder.
My
We've
name is
lost
Francis
mic.
Emmanuel.
He says his name is Francis Emmanuel. You are in what class?
I'm in SS3A.
SS3A. And how old are you?
I'm 15 going to 16.
15 going on 16. Ha! Francis, do you know your HIV status?
Yes, sir.
How do you know?
Because for you to contact HIV, must be either from your mother or your father, or using unsterilized objects. So for me, I'm not sure I've run such process before. So
Okay,
I'm negative.
you believe you're negative because you don't use sharp objects, you didn't catch it from your parents, and you don't have sex. But have you actually tested?
No, because I thought they say before you can test you must be up to 16 years or something like that.
Oh, okay. So if you went to test now, would anybody stop you?
No, I don't think somebody can stop me, but the feelings that they will have, like make me not go. So that,
What sort of feelings would they have?
like I'm not up to the age, or have I done something like having sex or something like that?
And that would make you really embarrassed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wonder if you know that today being World AIDS Day, you know World Health Organization?
Yes, sir.
You do. What does it do?
It helps, and it's just like coordination of everything about health.
Health around
Yes.
the world, yes. Now it says that by 2030, by the year 2030, if things continue the way they are now, that 60% of all new HIV infections will be in adolescents, in young people of your age. Does that scare you?
Sure, because for me, the way the world is progressing now, for example, children of 9 years are already indulging in sexual activities, and sometimes the stigma like the HIV positives get, sometimes they don't want to go to tests, like even tell doctors that they have HIV so that the doctor can help them during maternity. So those things they can transfer HIV to small people, and from there I think it is true.
Are you shy?
Nope.
Why aren't you speaking louder? Project your voice. It's Wednesday. It's your day. So project your voice when you. I mean, you're a sharp guy. So, do you know anybody who has HIV and AIDS?
Yes, sir.
You have never met any.
Yes, I've met in one of the HIV forums that we went to that specific town. So a lady, she came out, she told us that she had HIV, that but looking at her, can't even tell that she has HIV. So she was telling us that having HIV is not something that she should be proud of, but according to her, she knew the ways like taking your antiviral drugs, advised us on how to treat HIV patients and so on.
So, how did that make you feel when she told you that she had HIV? Were you shocked,
Yes.
or were you indifferent?
No, I was shocked because I can't even believe it. The way she looked, she just looked like normal human being. And it just looked as if it's not even affected at all. That's
So, Francis, right?
Yes, sir.
Sharp guy. Thank you very much. You may take a bow. Okay, so we've heard from Francis, from Precious, and our first interviewee, our first student here at City Royal Secondary School, that one, they know about testing, two, they know about prevention, and three, they know about treatment. But again, they are not so, they are shocked rather that 60% of all new HIV infections by 2030 will be among children. So we'll go to another UNAIDS report recently released talking about the impact of HIV and AIDS on young people. And for that, I'll be moving on to our next interviewee. Okay, this another tall one. Okay, so what's your name? Lost our mic, so Moses, you have to speak louder.
My name is Moses Okafor.
Moses Okafor. Ah, my namesake. Good. So, I don't think you may have come across it, but we've had a recent report by the UNAIDS. You know UNAIDS? What is it?
The United Nations.
Good, good, good. I'm impressed. You're in what class?
SS3,
And you're how old?
15.
15. 15 going on 16. So, the report says that young girls, many young girls, get HIV from adult men. And many young men get HIV as they grow older, as they become adults. Does that mean anything to you at all?
Yes, actually. You see, most young girls are subject to human trafficking and other forced labors and prostitution outside the country. So I think that is where they contact this age. That is why it's mostly the young girls that are affected by this. And the young men also, like the youth, they are the ones that easily get attracted to the girls or engaging in sexual intercourse and other thing, which is the most major where AIDS is transmitted.
That means you know very much about HIV and AIDS.
Yes, I know some about it.
Is there a difference between HIV and AIDS?
Yes, HIV is the premature state. It has not become very fatal. That is the virus that transmits it. While AIDS is the extremely fatal state where it can cause so many effects.
So that's when the immune system becomes weak. Oh, demobilized. I like that word. So you belong to a health club?
Actually, it's a peer educators club.
A peer educators club. What do you do there? What does the club do?
We inform the young ones of the dangers of AIDS and the consequences of contracting it.
How many of you are in that club?
Like 20.
20. And you spread the message among the students of your school?
Yes. And we also go outside to inform them.
Oh, so when people hear you, or when you are talking about HIV, when you are educating your peers about what you know about HIV, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel achieved, like I am achieving something, trying to reduce the rates of HIV and AIDS in the country, like trying to inform the young ones of the dangers and consequences of it. If I'm informing them at that point and trying to make them know that they can prevent it and they can stop it before it kills it.
And what do you think is going through people's mind when they are listening to you?
Most of them might be like scared. Why some are already informed about it, so they have no need to bother about it because they are already aware of the consequences.
Why do you think young people like yourself don't? What do you think young people like yourself need to know about HIV and AIDS?
We need to know the causes, we need to know the preventive measures, and how we can prevent ourselves from contacting HIV or AIDS.
Do you know your status?
No, not at all.
You don't. Would you like to know?
I would like to know when I get to the age.
What age would that be?
I think 16 years old.
Okay. So if you got to that age and you went into a hospital or clinic to do your test, would you be able to do that? Would you be able to walk into the hospital and say you want to have your HIV test?
Yes.
Why? What gives you the courage?
Because I know that being informed will help me to prevent it earlier and I can live longer through drugs if I know about it.
Clap for yourself. We can't see your hand. Clap for yourself. You should be proud of yourself. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. So, he said, one, being informed is key. Because when you are informed, you know what to do, you get tested, and you know when to get on the treatment. But then again, there are lots of problems with treatment in the country and outside the country, and that's part of what we'll be focusing on with our two next students. Come on. Oh, don't worry. So I'll take my own seat. She's smiling. That's so pretty. So, I like your smile, but then we'll have to talk about HIV and AIDS. You're not disappointed, are you? She's not disappointed. So, what's your name?
My name is Odesanya Muraya. Odesanya Muraya.
Muraya.
Yes.
Okay, that's a beautiful name. You're how old?
I'm 15.
15! What do you know about HIV and AIDS?
HIV, the full meaning, human immune virus.
Human immunodeficiency virus.
It's a disease of mainly humans. It came about when a woman slept with a dog, according to what my teacher told us.
I like that. It's a very interesting story, but then again, HIV is an interesting virus, and the disease it causes, which is AIDS, is also a very interesting disease. Why? Because we understand it breaks down your immune system. That way, it becomes like an open sesame where any disease that comes along, you just catch it. Is that a concern for you?
Yes, it's a concern because many adolescents, many youth of our age are very vulnerable because most of them are usually misled. So it can affect any of us, but I pray it's not that much.
What do you think you can do to stop them being misled?
I can't do much, but mostly our teachers, they can help by most of our subjects. We have HIV and AIDS as a topic, so they usually teach us about the prevention, the measures in case if you have many things like we should screen our blood before transmitting it.
Transfusing
it to the body, and also children of our ages 16 and above should check themselves at least twice a year.
Okay. Have you ever tested yourself?
No.
Would you want to?
What?
Would you want to?
Yes.
How would you do that?
I'll go to a hospital.
So would you be bold enough to walk into a hospital and say you want to test for HIV?
You might look at me.
Look at you how?
You might think otherwise.
And you're scared of that. You are concerned about them thinking otherwise. Okay, you mentioned something I'll pick up on. A lot of young girls get HIV, who gets HIV? They get HIV from adult men. From adult men. From adult men.
Not only adult men, there are also reckless boys around that they can also get it from through through their reckless life of drinking, clubbing, and so on. So when they mislead the girls and get them to like and when they mislead the girls, they deceive them. They might get in contact and contact the HIV.
Okay, so you talk about HIV and AIDS in school a lot.
Yes, yes.
Are you a peer educator?
Yes.
Okay. So do you also talk about it at home?
Not really.
Why not?
There's, yeah, the need has never arisen for us to talk about HIV.
Your parents get to tell you something at least, or they don't need to have, rather you have all you need to know from school.
Yes, we have all we need to know. Yes, we have. But once when like my um a family member of ours once had it, so they were describing it. They were telling us some. They were just talking about it. They were talking about how the child. It was actually a child. How the child can contact it. So that's how I got it. That was the first time I heard about it.
So apart from that, have you met someone who has HIV and AIDS?
No.
You haven't.
No.
So, what your name again?
Yes, I am right.
Odesonya Moriah. It's been a pleasure talking with you. And you are next. I hope that that's the last talk was a pleasure. Yours will be a blast. You think so? Okay, good. And I need you to do one thing for me. You're going to have to speak a bit louder because I've lost my microphone. That's okay. So, what's your name?
Akata Progress.
Sorry?
Akata Progress.
Progress Akata.
Akata.
Apata. Progress Apata. How old are you?
14.
14. What's AIDS?
AIDS is a virus gotten after AIDS is a disease gotten after HIV. It is the after effect of HIV. You get it after a series of diseases and then it begins to eat up your immune system.
And of course, we know that when you get that, you have a test, it's positive, you start treatment. Do you know about the treatment for HIV and AIDS?
Not much, but I know that there are drugs like antiretroviral drugs. You take it when you want to give birth or when you want to sleep with your husband so that you won't get it or your child won't get it.
So why do you think we've had HIV and AIDS in Nigeria since the 80s? It must be more than 20 years by now. Why do you think people are still
Yeah. Because they are not confident in the prevention and cure. Because government has not yet made drugs that completely heal it. So they still know that there are chances that they can die and not survive it.
And that's what scares them. But do you know that malaria is worse than AIDS?
Something. Any disease can kill.
Good. So why that particular fear? Why that? HIV? No.
Because health workers emphasize on it and make it look scary, not like other diseases. Malaria is deadly, but they don't make it look deadly like HIV, though it can kill.
But you're not scared, are you?
No, I'm confident.
You are confident. That's the key word. So why aren't many young people like yourself, people as young as you, why aren't they confident? You think they don't know enough to be confident?
No, they've done something definitely.
That's why they are not confident. So, your colleague, your fellow student in red, what's your name? So I couldn't quite get you. Yes. Ngozi Chigozie. Today is World AIDS Day, and we're talking about HIV and AIDS and in young people. 60% by 2030, 60% of all new infections of HIV will be among young people, adolescents like yourself. You're how old? 15. Will be among people who are of your age. Does that scare you?
No.
Why not?
Um, young people of nowadays behave very recklessly. They don't care about their lifestyle. They don't care about the way they behave. They are dressing and the rest. So most of them contact all diseases. This is because of their dressing.
Because of their dressing. How does that work? I don't understand that.
Young girls of nowadays, I say 90% to 95, their dressing is very, very immoral. It attracts guys that lead to rape, also leads girls, that is peer pressure, leads them to attraction of prostitution, and the rest. If I dress in a very, very decent, moral way, and I'm walking on the road, no sensible human being can come and display immoral behaviors. But if I'm wearing probably a bomb shirt, a high heel, and smacking a very nice top on it, it's not going to play a very decent role in people's addressing.
I like
Don't
that.
address
I like
me
that.
very, very well.
I like that. So you know about bomb shot and smacking a nice stuff. Okay, good. Now, the report I mentioned before from UNAIDS, the UN Agency for AIDS, also says that young people like yourself who might be exposed are also not able to get tested. They don't have access to tests. And when you don't test, you don't know you have it, you can't get on treatment. What do you say to that?
If you go to hospitals to get checked, to get tested, most of the nurses there or the doctors will so see you as a person infected without knowing your HIV status. They believe that if a young girl of this age should come to the hospital alone or with a parent or with a guardian, they believe that the person has contracted HIV. Secondly, in some areas, we don't have adequate hospitals, adequate facilities to get some people tested, and fear.
Fear. How does that work? The fear part.
I believe if I get HIV, I will get stigmatized and discriminated. So people that have HIV and AIDS are stigmatized and are greatly discriminated.
Okay. I'll just round up a little bit, but is there any other teacher around? Are you a peer educator? Who runs your club?
Mr. Boniface.
Boniface. Is there any teacher around that we can speak with? No, we've heard from you guys, you students, and you've been amazing. You've been extremely amazing. But is there a teacher that we can speak with? What about the one behind you? Is he a teacher? Oh good, oh good, oh good. So very lucky we moved from you. What's your name again? Ngozi, straight to this teacher right over here. Hello, good morning. My name is Jonathan and you are Boniface. Okay, you're going to have to repeat that and speak a bit louder so that you can catch your voice.
Okay, my name is Boniface.
Boniface, who?
Apoganye.
Apoganye. And you are?
I'm the peer educator, I'm the instructor.
Instructor.
In charge of the club.
So you instruct, and we're particularly interested today because this World AIDS Day. We're particularly interested in HIV and AIDS. So, how do you make up the curriculum by which you teach the peer educators?
Okay, what we do is that I think we work hand in hand with the NACA office. Yes, like tomorrow we have a program with them. We'll be going to NACA headquarters for the program, which we do from time to time. So from time to time, NACA organizes this program and then they come here to invite us. And then most of the documents we have are documents that are developed by NACA in collaboration with Federal Ministry of Education. And so we have all of these, the programs and the step-by-step order of how we are supposed to follow them in these documents. So that's what we use.
Do you think it's an overload for students? All the things you have to teach them, technical details, breaking them down.
Yeah. No. You see, I think it has to do basically with the teacher and the programming of the school program. It has to do basically with the teacher and then the program of the school. What we do here is that most of the times we don't try to overload them. Of course, we try to see how we can separate this thing sometimes from their normal academic activities. Sometimes we try to bring them in so that we don't miss out on any issues. And of course, with the new development, the new school curriculum now, most of these things have been incorporated into them. We do civic education, they are already there. They are already, the topic in civic, we're doing with HIV, and all that. So already, I don't think it's an overload because already in that curriculum, like everyday normal school curriculum, it's already there, embedded. And also with what we do is just a kind of extension. So cover this area and then the children are being well informed.
So how many peer educators do you teach in this school?
I think we are at least 40.
40.
Yeah. Yes.
Young children, young adults, as the adolescents have been talking with, what do you think they are particularly concerned about when it comes to HIV?
I think what they think about most of the time when it comes to HIV is the fact that it's a killer. Yeah, and it's a killer. And then most of them also see it as something that should be there's this kind of phobia, or this kind of stigma that they are attached to this whole HIV thing, looking at it as being too dangerous and all that. Most of them don't even know they only think that the only way they can get infected is by sex, forgetting other little areas where these things can also get into the human body, just like sharing of sharp objects such as blood transfusion and the rest of that. So they feel that it's only through sex, and I think that's the wrong notion that's being pushed into the heart of this one works.
Okay, so from here on out, going forward, what would you want to see, if there are any? What sort of changes or modifications would you want to see in how we teach children about HIV and AIDS?
I think when we teach these children, we really need to make them understand one thing first, that HIV is just like every other normal illness. Now, once a person catches it, it is not a death sentence. Something that can actually be managed. I've seen people who have managed this thing for like 5 years, 10 years, and they are still living healthy. I know people that are, HIV positive, and then they are living their normal everyday life. They are cool. So I think what we need to do is that make it look to these children as it is just an illness, just another kind of illness. Malaria is more deadly. Malaria kills more people in Africa than HIV, than any other single disease actually. But yet people don't really view it the way they view HIV. Yeah, so these children need to and then from the home, I think our parents have got to start teaching these children about sexuality, teach them about sex, about all of these things, so that they can actually know these things from the home. And then when they come to school, we only have a minor job to do in our churches, in our mosque, and all of these places. I think we need to start talking about these things and then see how we can put them in perspectives. And these children would have the right knowledge, right perspective of what HIV is, and then they can be able to live their life good.
Boniface,
yes, sir.
Teacher of peer educators, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So this is where we draw the curtain on today's live stream from Daily Trust. We've been talking with students and the teacher from City Royal Secondary School in Nyanya. And of course, this actually isn't the end. The conversation continues on social media. Go to facebook.com/dailytrust and on Twitter, handle is follow the hashtag DailyTrustTV to keep the conversation going. I've been Jobline at the platform and from Nyanya City Royal Secondary School. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Peace.